Welcome back to another episode of Peeping Ballers. I'm really excited today, joined by a very special guest, Filippo from Tactical Manager. I've actually known Filippo for quite a bit since before the 2022 World Cup. Filippo, it's great to see you. Today we're going to talk about a lot, but guys, before we get into it, I'm going to link all of his socials, his multiple YouTube channels, and his X on this video, so don't forget to check it out. He literally does everything from the USMNT, MLS, Brazilian football, CONCACAF. So an excellent resource for any American football fan. South Korea has gotten lucky for the past 10 years, I'd say, with somebody like Son Heung-min. Obviously, his career is winding down. He's 33. Now, Tact, I want to ask you, as someone who follows the MLS very extensively, what were your first thoughts when you saw that he was moving to LAFC? And how do you think he'll do it? But most importantly, how do you think this impacts the league long term?
Let's just add some context here, because then the MLS fans will start going, he hates MLS. No, I don't hate MLS. I hate the direction the league is going, which I don't think is very relevant for this video. And I do follow MLS closely, mainly because I am tracking any American prospects coming up. And that's where they come from, for the most part, from Major League Soccer. So I do know what's going on with the league, and I watch the games, and I even watched Son's debut. He helped them get the late draw. He drew the penalty kick. It's an interesting question, because I even tweeted about this. I hate when MLS has this gimmick that they sign like a superstar from a niche or just a superstar in general, which Son is a superstar, especially in Korea. And then they just pretty much to beg people, watch us because we have this guy, right? Instead of like watching it because of the club or the league or the storylines and everything. However, with Son, I had a different opinion about it. And I put this on Twitter, which I think, one, it's a good signing on the field. I think him being in form and everything, he'll be among the best players of the league, if not the best up there, right? I know the league has Messi, but Son can have a very similar impact on the field, which if he's in good form, he'll drop a goal per game or a goal and assist, something like that. So that's the first thing, because I think the priority of any team or any soccer club has to be, does this signing make my team better? And I think in MLS, well, even in Europe, Son could have stayed in Europe, but in MLS, Son should be one of the best players. So that's the first thing. He's also not super old. He's 33. So that's not that old. That means he should have at least a good 3 years in him. And then after that, if he can adjust his game here and there, could even, when he starts to lose a little bit of that pace, even though some people said he had, it didn't look slow against who they debut again?
Chicago Fire. Chicago Fire.
Greg Berhalter, yeah.
You're an arch enemy, but yeah.
Yeah. He didn't seem slow at all, but I'm just saying once you start to lose that a little bit, if he can adjust the game. But off the field, it's an interesting one because, like we talked about, I don't think it has any impact in terms of viewers in the U.S. even. I mean, there'll be Korean Americans watching, but that's not going to be an impactful number, in my opinion, by amount.
They're not as much as Mexican Americans or whatnot.
Exactly,
so
yeah. I don't think also it has an impact of like South Americans following the league because of Son. Honestly, even Europe. There might be a few Tottenham fans, but are they actually going to sign up for the MLS pass to watch it? Maybe.
They'll
maybe
probably
not.
stream it on a site. No offense, like some illegal site, maybe.
Stream. Yeah, but the overall point is like, one, from a marketing standpoint, it's gonna get MLS a lot of signups in Korea, especially with the World Cup coming up. I'm sure a lot of people. You actually can speak about this much better than myself. I think a lot of people in Korea are going to sign up to watch Son play.
They're going to travel to LA. They're going to travel to LA
to watch it, buy the jersey. So I think one thing to say is like the signing will pay itself just from jersey sales, ticket sales, signups. So from a commercial standpoint, it's brilliant because he's an interesting one. He's a niche player. He's in a niche. And it brought a lot of attention to the league. Social media presence will grow because Koreans are going to be following LAFC. I know like people are going to say what matters is what happens on the field, but for a league trying to grow, I think Son was a major signing on. Like I said, I think he contributes to the team and off the field. And I think for MLS, that's a big deal, in my opinion. I talked about this too. Some people are saying, is he going to have a larger impact than Messi, Beckham? No, I don't think so. I find that almost impossible. What I will say, though, well, first of all, Beckham, let's talk about that for a second. Different era of the league. Beckham, some even argue that he saved the league, which honestly, there's a case for that. It's a different era, and Beckham is actually a global. I even see him more as a global pop star than like a soccer player.
He's a brand. He's a brand.
So it's different, David Beckham. And he also came to the league at a time where it wasn't really, I would say, as popular as it is today. Right
It was
nowadays, it's
bad.
pretty
It
normal.
was bad. I remember.
Yeah, yeah.
It was bad.
It was also more shocking, right, for Beckham at that
Yeah.
age to come to MLS, where he clearly still had a lot of gas in his tank. Well, Son coming after Messi, it's not really like, oh, what a shocker. I wasn't
Hmm.
shocked when he signed. I was just like,
Hmm.
this is a good signing. I wasn't shocked.
Hmm.
Now, talking about Messi, I think Son will convert a larger percentage of his fan base to watch the league,
Hmm.
Koreans that will follow him, than Messi. The difference is Messi has 20, 30, 40 times more fans because Messi is actually global. Messi is followed in Korea. Messi's
Yeah.
followed in South America, in Europe, in Africa, all over Asia, everywhere. That's the difference. Now, in terms of like, let's say, I'm making up numbers. Let's say Son has 10 million diehard fans. They'll probably convert like 70% of those to come watch in one way, shape, or form, whether it is online, whether it is traveling. Now, Messi has, let's say, 200 million. He might convert like 20% of
Hmm.
them, which is much lower than Son, but the overall number is bigger. I don't think Son will have the impact that Messi had on the grand scheme of things, but I think, and this may sound weird, Son might be a better deal. Bang for your buck. That's what I think.
And I think that one thing that's overlooked as well is if Son does well, which I assume he will, he'll probably influence some more Korean players to come to the MLS, even when they're a bit younger, just so they could see, oh, well, my icon went there. He did well there, and he has created a place for me. Because with Koreans, a lot of it is about trailblazing, right? Park Ji-son went to United first. A lot of Koreans said, oh, we can go to England. We can go to places like Germany. We can play well there. So I think that hopefully if Son does well, he can inspire more Koreans to come. Because a lot of the young Koreans who've come to the MLS actually haven't stayed very long or done very well. I think they've had moments here and there where they were kind of doing okay, but they ended up going back to either Asia or somewhere more comfortable. So I would hope that Sonny could also bring more positive publicity to the MLS, if that makes sense. Because a lot of Koreans, I think, still don't think much of the MLS, if I'm just being honest. Like, obviously, the league's getting better, but even people in South Korea are like, well, maybe he's not washed enough to go there yet. But I think if this is a good marriage, which I think it will be, it could also lead to, I think, U.S. soccer in general, because I consider MLS part of U.S. soccer, just having a more positive image across the world. Because right now, as somebody who, as an American who spends a lot of his time abroad, people don't really have a great impression of the country in general, but also soccer. So it's like it could help, which I hope it will.